Time for our Friday dig into our viewer mailbag to hear what all of you have to say about the show and me, the good, the bad, and often the ugly. A lot of you responding to my comments about what we can do now, immediately, in the wake of yet another school shooting. I said the political blame game that's predictably taking place doesn't really help, and the best thing we can do right now is pay close attention to the missed signals. And there have been a lot of them, red flags and warning signs we see at home, work, or school, and act on them. In the latest case, there were many, many missed signals here. When kids are saying they want to kill themselves or talking about killing their classmates or bringing weapons to school, we need to take that seriously and act. Michael in Merced, California says, I've been watching you for some time now. Until tonight, I thought you were the voice of reason. Sadly enough, your take on an immediate response to address mass shootings in our country is seriously misguided. Turning in those who are suspected of being a threat to others will simply not work. Attempting to predict human behavior based on no more than a subjective hunch is severely flawed. Preventing someone determined to carry out such an egregious assault is nearly impossible. Contrary to your view, stricter gun control laws on state and federal levels are powerful first steps to lowering these kinds of incidents. If assault rifles are banned, if background checks are mandatory for all firearm purchases, if adolescents aren't legally allowed to purchase or own handguns, the regularity of these frightful occurrences would definitely be lessened. While it appears that you try to navigate between the philosophies of Democrats and Republicans, I'm extremely disappointed in your inadequate response to protecting our most cherished resource, our children. All right, Michael, thank you for the note. I never said I was opposed to toughening up certain gun control laws. I said I feared the ones on the table wouldn't be particularly effective, but that I'm open to smart gun control legislation like red flag laws, background checks, restrictions on who can purchase semi-automatic assault-style weapons, which, by the way, isn't always easy to define exactly what that means. But on the other hand, you tell me that my proposal won't work, except it has worked. Shooters have been turned in or stopped many, many times. And as I said, if we can stop just one more, then that would be a huge victory. It seems to me you're saying, well, I hope that gun control could work. It might. But my suggestion actually has worked, and it doesn't require political muscle. Jody from Germantown, Tennessee says this, I knew you were a conservative. You had that same mental illness red flag argument that Fox News had. Fact is, no one is doing anything about red flags. Teens are often different. Just a way of saying doing nothing. They have mental illness in Japan. They have mental illness in New Zealand. Mental illness is everywhere. What they don't have is gun massacres in Japan and New Zealand because of gun laws. I'll never watch you again. It insults my intelligence to hear you claim to be fair and balanced. Well, Jody, look, I hope you're still watching just this last time to see my response. I never said this was just a mental health issue. That's definitely a part of it. But so are a lot of other factors, including the accessibility of high-powered weapons. It's easy to cherry-pick certain countries and claim successes based on gun control laws, and they very well may work. But the NRA points to Switzerland, where weapons are a part of everyday life, and they say there's a lack of shootings there. Look, I'm a pragmatist, and I look at the types of gun control laws that might actually pass here, and I don't know that they would be particularly effective in stopping something like what happened in Texas. What I do know is that listening to warning signs and acting on it has worked. It can work. It doesn't require overcoming those political obstacles. Next, Ron from Orlando. I'm a big fan of your show. Your focus on detail and facts are refreshing. I agree wholeheartedly that this idea would be effective and more quickly actionable while gun laws are debated at various levels of government. But in order for this type of warning system to be effective and actually avert tragedies, two things must be done absolutely correctly. First, it's critical that there be some sort of system for providing tips that assures the tip provider complete anonymity. The second, and probably the most critical, requirement for making this type of warning system effective in actually averting tragedies would be getting the tip information to the places where it can actually be used to prevent a crime from occurring. While the obvious place to start is ensuring it gets to the appropriate monitoring personnel within local and national law enforcement agencies, one of the most effective uses for tips from this type of system might be to add them as an additional category of persons banned from possessing firearms. Very interesting stuff, Ron. Really appreciate that thoughtful note. Kim from Illinois weighed in as well. Stricter gun control laws will not keep ghost guns from being made in basements of homes and sold illegally on the streets. What could have an impact is getting away from a soft-on-crime approach and getting back to harsher penalties. Singapore crime rate is one of the lowest in the world, maybe because they still have public hangings. Not suggesting public hangings in the U.S., but appears there might be a correlation between crime rates and the severity of penalties. Look, I agree with you on some of the soft-on-crime policies going on around the country, except the shooter in Texas was clearly ready to die. I don't know that tougher criminal penalties would have had any impact on him. A number of you write in about my media critiques of the other highly biased cable news networks. Anthony in Savannah, Georgia. I'm an avid MSNBC viewer and sometimes CNN. Even when you call out some of my favorite cable personalities, it helps me to notice something I may have subjectively overlooked, so kudos. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. But Ernie from Pace, Florida is not so introspective, I believe. I watch your show almost every day. You try to come across as neutral and unbiased a reporter, but your bias shows. Your obsession with Fox News is also apparent. Just about every segment has something in it that in some way tries to degrade them. I know if you want to be number one, then you have to take down the number one, and this seems to be your strategy. Huh? Ernie, come on. Last week I did a whole segment celebrating Harris Faulkner at Fox. This week I praised Fox and Friends' Ainsley Earhart and the Five's Geraldo Rivera for their heartfelt candor following this week's school shootings in Texas. And on Monday, I lauded Fox's Martha McCallum for pressing RNC chair Ronna McDaniel about President Trump's calls for Dr. Oz to declare victory in the Pennsylvania Senate primary, which is being recounted. I do take them on at times. No doubt about it. But I also give credit where it's due. Eileen in Jacksonville, Florida. Dan, your show is my go-to news. You're always fair and in the middle. Been watching you for ages, and I appreciate your honest perspective of current events and calling out the BS on both sides. Keep up the good work. Thanks, Eileen. And on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, Kent in Salem, Oregon writes, "Hi, Dan, love your show. I'd like to venture a guess about the outcome of the Johnny Depp Amber Heard hearing. Neither party wins, neither receives any award, but they will have to pay a huge chunk in attorney's fees and court costs for wasting the court's time. Just my 2 cents. Keep up the good work." Agreed on the legal fees, but I'm pretty sure her side is actually being covered by insurance. It's a discussion for another day. Finally, Bernard from Bonita Springs, Florida. Dan, your shows are as close to being neutral as I have seen. Some of the personnel with different views that appear are sometimes upsetting, as they are so arrogant in their statements. However, I'm still watching your show for as much truth as can be shown on any network, hoping to save America and return it to its once greatness. Thanks, Bernard. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate all of the comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Go to our website, newsnationnow.com/DAL. Thank you for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.